What's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hey, I'm Lauren, and on my channel we talk about all things personal finance, including my family's own journey to pay off six-figure student loan debt. In today's video, we are talking about our 2022 financial goals. 2022 is around the corner. It's time to start looking ahead to the new year and see what we're going to try to accomplish in 2022. 2022, I feel like I'm saying 2022 a lot, and it's kind of a mouthful. 2022 is the first year that I'm working full-time for myself, doing YouTube and YouTube-related business, and so it's kind of intimidating to plan goals for 2022 because I just don't really know exactly what it's going to look like. I mean, nobody really knows exactly what their year is going to look like financially, but when you work for yourself or have your own business, especially if it's a new business, it's a little bit harder to predict how the year is going to go. So I did the best I could. I actually shared with you guys our projected annual budget in yesterday's video, so I'll link that down below in the video description if you haven't watched that yet. But today we're going to talk about goals we've set for the new year. So based on that budget, I created these goals. Some of the goals are pushing beyond what I projected in that budget, so the goal I'm setting is higher than what I had budgeted to pay towards a certain category, but you know, that's how I like to do things. I like to push us a little bit beyond what I think we can do, and I'd rather push hard to reach a goal and fall a little bit short than set a low goal and not feel like we need to push because the goal is an easier goal. So let's jump into it. First goal I set for us is to make $180,000 of income. This is just what I'm kind of estimating based off of what my husband makes and what I think I can make for the year. That's definitely a stretch goal, but I think we can do it. One of the biggest factors as to whether we're going to be able to meet this goal is how I'm doing through pregnancy, because I've shared with you guys now that I'm pregnant. By the time this is going up, I'm a few months pregnant, I think. I don't know exactly when it's going up, but anyway, so I did not do well during pregnancy last time. I did not feel well like most of the pregnancy, so I am going to push to work as hard as I can, but also make sure taking care of my body and my health and the health of the baby is number one. Trying to balance those things is a little tricky, but anyway, we'll see how this year goes. And then also halfway through the year we'll have two babies, so a 2-year-old, or actually a 3-year-old by then, and a newborn. So again, it's going to be a time management thing of how much time can I find to work while also being a full-time stay-at-home mom with very little help for childcare. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year, but I'm setting this big goal, $180,000 of income, and I think we can do it. Okay, the next goal is our net worth goal. So last year, or you know, this year technically for 2021, our goal was to have a positive net worth, and that was increasing our net worth by over $150,000. And so as of the time I'm filming this video, I don't know if we hit it, but if we haven't, we've gotten very, very close. So we had a huge increase in our net worth in 2021. For 2022, I know we're not going to be able to contribute as much to retirement and to debt as we did in 2021. Also, I know that the stock market did amazingly in 2021, and I don't want to set a goal that's dependent on something that I can't control. So in 2022, our net worth goal is to increase our net worth by $50,000 to $100,000. Based on what I'm going to tell you guys in a second on how much we're contributing to debt payoff and retirement and everything, you'll see that if the stock market stays totally flat, we will be able to hit somewhere in that range. If the stock market has a terrible year and just goes down, then I don't know if we'll be able to hit it. But based on just our contributions to debt payoff and retirement, I think that's a reasonable range for us. I think it's probably going to end up being closer to the $50,000 range, but I don't want to limit us again, so I'm saying $50,000 to $100,000, and if we end up having a better year than we expect and we throw a bunch more money towards debt or a bunch more money into investing, then we'll get closer to that $100,000. So that's the range that I'm setting. Increase our net worth by $50,000 to $100,000. Our next financial goal for 2022 is to put 35% of our gross income towards financial goals. So this would be what people in the FIRE community call like the savings rate, but for us, it's not just a savings rate because we have a ton of debt we're trying to pay off. So when I say 35% to financial goals, I mean 35% of our gross income to retirement, investing, and debt payoff. And so 35% of $180,000 is $63,000. So our goal is to put at least $63,000 between debt payments and investing. So the way we've broken that down is basically 15% to retirement and 20% to debt payoff. It's a little bit less. It's actually, I think, like 13% to retirement and 22% to debt payoff. But these percentages aren't counting the employer match that my husband gets for his 401k. So if you include the employer match, then we'll be putting about 15% to retirement this year, which was a really big goal of ours, is starting in 2021 every single year to put at least 15% of our income to retirement, because we're behind for traditional retirement savings, let alone retiring early, which is something that we want to be able to do. So we need to at least put 15% of our income to retirement every single year. So with the employer match, we'll be hitting that. So for retirement this year, we are aiming to put $25,000, and that's going to be split into 3 different accounts. The first account we're putting retirement contributions into is my Roth IRA. The limit for Roth IRA contributions is $6,000. So we are trying to max out my Roth IRA. We did that last year in 2021, and so we're trying to do it again for the second time, max out my Roth IRA at $6,000. The next retirement account that we're contributing to is my husband's 401k. So he has a 401k through his employer, and he does get a match up to a certain percent. In 2021, we actually maxed out his 401k at $19,500, but because I'm making less money this year and just the situation's a little different, we are not going to max out his 401k this year. I mean, that's kind of like a stretch goal. If we end up making all our other retirement contributions, we might increase his 401k contributions to max it out. But for now, we're planning to put $600 in per paycheck. So throughout the year, that'll be $15,600 going to my husband's 401k. And then finally, we have a goal of sending $3,400 to my brokerage accounts. I have a few after-tax brokerage accounts that I contribute to, and also I have referral links for you guys. So when you guys open an account, you guys get a cash bonus and I get a cash bonus. And these are the accounts that we are planning to use for early retirement. You can't typically withdraw from retirement accounts until you're much older, and so early retirement is going to be more dependent on after-tax investing that we're doing now. So I have 3 accounts: a Fidelity account, an M1 Finance account, and an Acorns account. And I'll put the links for Acorns and M1 Finance are the ones that have the cash bonuses for sign up. I'll put those links in the video description. So we're not planning to put a huge amount of money into these accounts over the next year, but we want to start working on our after-tax brokerage accounts, so we do have a start on the money we're going to be using for early retirement. And so when you add up the contributions to all those accounts, that is $25,000 going towards retirement and investing for 2022. All right, next let's talk about the debt goals. So I'd said I wanted to put 35% of our income towards our financial goals, and that's a total of $63,000. So $25,000 is going towards our investing and retirement, and then the rest, which is $38,000, is going to go towards debt payoff. That would mean we're putting a little bit over $3,000 per month towards debt payoff. So it will actually end up being our smallest debt payoff year of our debt-free journey. This is year 3 of our debt-free journey. We started in January 2020. But it's still $3,000 a month. It's not by any means like a small amount of money, and I am excited to keep making progress on our debt payoff while contributing money to retirement and, you know, meeting all these other different financial goals we have. If things go better than expected financially, I suspect instead of putting more to retirement, we'd probably contribute more to debt payoff, because we really are trying to get our debt paid off as fast as possible. It's just, we have low interest rates, but it's just an emotional thing. Like, I don't want student loans in our life anymore. All right, so I've got a few more goals related to our debt. The first one is to get our total debt under $260,000. So we're gonna pay $38,000 hopefully to debt this year, but some of that's gonna go to interest, and so we're at, I don't know where we're gonna end the year at exactly. I think it's gonna be about $290. I have to look. When we started our debt-free journey, just for some context, if you're not familiar with our story, we had $392,000 of debt. So getting it down to $260 would mean that we made a huge dent in our giant pile of debt. My next goal is to get our debt 33% paid off. So we did hit the 25% paid off milestone this year towards the end of the year, and I really hope that we can get to 33% debt paid off by the end of next year. As we go along our debt-free journey, it's going to go faster. We're gonna hit these milestones sooner and sooner because more of our payment is gonna go towards principal rather than interest. So I'm really hoping that we can hit this 33% debt paid off next year, and maybe even more than that, but at least 33% paid off. And then my final debt goal is to have our total interest that we pay on all of our debts be less than $8,000. In 2020, I believe we paid, I'd have to look, I think it was like $17,000 in interest. So we are really improving the amount of interest that we are paying on our debts by paying off high interest debts and making extra principal payments and you know, just refinancing to get lower interest rates and all these different things. But if we could keep the total interest on our debts under $8,000 this year, that would be a huge accomplishment. So that is it for our 2022 goals. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment below if you have set some goals for 2022 for yourself, financial or personal, whatever goals you have set. Comment below, speak them into existence, and we can cheer each other on throughout the year. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. It really helps on my channel. And if you want to see more videos like this from me, including following along to see if we hit these financial goals throughout the year, then make sure you hit that red subscribe button down there. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and I'll see you guys soon in my next video. Bye.